bees and the flies buzzing around you, you can kind of hear other things that, you know, kind of don't make sense. But if you're spiritual, you actually start bonding with the earth, and you start actually, that's when you start being present within the environment, I suppose. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we're learning here, is to being present. I mean, actually accessing them doors of being able, or accessing that ability to be present.
Despite being willing, all Midassar got from sitting out in the wilds was sunburn. He's keen to find out what he's doing wrong and hopes, inshallah, God willing, that Khadija will be able to help.
I was interested in your experience of feeling disconnected enough to be able to shut out all other feelings. And I was sort of curious as to how you managed to sort of get to that state.
I've been sort of trying to use my contemplation time and time in the evenings to just be.
What does just be mean to you?
To just sit and breathe and not think. Trying not to think about anything.
I think the acid test will be in how to feel the way you feel and still function normally.
I feel like I'm still functioning normally. If I can still go about my daily business, but with an air of elation, then surely...
Will that not affect your judgment?
No, not at all. I don't think it will. I still feel perfectly rational and able to rationalise things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you now if I didn't.
I'm almost holding myself because...
Don't. Just go with it. I've been doing that. I've been trying to rationalise it and you just can't. It's total submission.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, inshallah, if you can learn to not restrain it and not think about it consciously, just go with it. Yeah, inshallah, you'll be able to have some of it.
Inshallah.
I'm well impressed.
Well, good. Well, I hope to be there as well.
Inshallah.
The group is getting to grips with the concept of presence, and Abdullah is keen to keep up the pressure. Today's class, led by religious scholar Iqbal, is the ultimate test. Being present to the reality of death and your own mortality.
You release any air, whatever, then the rest...
Iqbal addresses this unsettling concept by demonstrating the Islamic practice of washing the dead.
Then the left. But you just need to... There's no dirt that you're trying to get out of. You just ritually purifying
It's
it.
metaphorical.
Yeah.
She just lift.
Yeah, that's it. So one of you would pull and the other would rub. But not too hard, just...
Okay.
It's a particularly sensitive subject, since each member of the group has had some close experience of death in their lives.
It's all right, you just hold it.
Both Simon and Khadija have survived life-threatening illnesses, while Midassar, Pom and Azim have lost loved ones. When she was just 12, Pom's older sister died of leukemia.
The body just leaves the house for the graveyard. Thank you, Azim. Thank you very much. I want to ask Azim, how did he feel?
I was thinking about death in my family. I've only really seen one person pass away.
Okay.
That was my grandma, and she lived with us for about 22 years. I was imagining the texture of the skin, the way the eyes were, the smell, the feeling.
Yes. So you were there. You were present. You were feeling those things.
Well, yeah.
For me, it was just a mixture of different feelings. Most of it was kind of the feeling that it's just had to happen. And it's written, and it's Qadr Allah, will of God. You know, we believe that the times of our birth and our death are appointed.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah? Something that happens to everybody. Okay? Go on, sit down. Be brave. Chest out. Stiffen up your lip.
It's all right. It's the only one thing it is certain.
That's the only thing of certainty that we have in our lives. Is dying. But it's the thought that, you know, we always try to get away from. Yeah? We don't want to face up to it. And the whole thing of presence is that you listen. You're there.
I've always had this real feeling that death could be around the corner. And that's motivated me. and it's weird, but it's motivated me to do as much as I can with my life. Every second is valuable. I think having your father die so young and not knowing what he wanted from you, and being under his shadow, my father was a successful man, you know, and it's driven me to where I am now. It's played a very, very strong role in my life.
Do you want to say anything, Pam?
Yeah, I mean, seeing Azim there, it kind of reminded me of being there when my sister died, and I wasn't kind of old enough at the time to process it, and I don't think I have, and I just kind of felt like I was there.
All over again. Mm.
My grandma used to say, God gives you a soul, and this body we've got is just a shell which He's given us for this soul. The soul lives on.
That is what religion gives you guys, and that is what I don't have. I've looked death right in the face, and I'm scared shitless of dying.
You know, if you're present with yourself, you actually shouldn't be afraid of death. When you are always present with your Lord, it doesn't matter if it's in this body or you've gone somewhere else, because you're always with Him. But it's this thing that you have to develop. It takes time. It doesn't come like this. But you actually learn.
Iqbal's class has a profound effect on them all, especially Pom.
I realised talking about losing my sister that it's not, something has really happened. It's not such a raw wound that's kind of festering away anymore. It's somehow been dealt with. So that's actually a massive relief. I feel much more, I feel lighter, definitely. And so much in my siesta, I came to bed and I didn't sleep although I was so tired. I just had so many thoughts going through my head about kind of habits I've developed, kind of personality traits and defence mechanisms and things, and I felt like I had real clarity today.
There is no doubting the group's increasing focus, but Azim's enthusiastic return to the Islamic fold is about to take an unexpected detour.
She's very, very strict in her Islamic ways, and you know, it's a kind of ideal girl to have. Not I'm saying that I'd ever get with her, or I don't even know. She probably don't even like me at all. But she's the type of woman that I'm kind of aiming for now. I want that it's a bit more religious, a bit more Islamic, because I am a Muslim. I've started to realise that I am a Muslim. My father's a Muslim. His father was a Muslim. His father was a Muslim. So I am a Muslim. Maybe my parents would also really think, God, you've hit gold here. You know, you've met somebody who has got their head screwed on, who's basically just exactly, you know, epitomises Islam, and this is exactly what you need in your life. We can actually be we can hold up our head high and just think, our son's got married to somebody extremely Islamic and extremely respectable.
There's no such thing as the last word or the bitter enemy. Rather, there is always trial and error and learning from your mistakes.
Aisha has very clear ideas about what it means to be a good Muslim and finds a willing pupil in Azim.
It is. You pick the bunchiest one. Tell me which ones to go for. I can't really
Okay, go to that one behind.
What, this one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Abdullah has picked up on this unexpected development, but fears Azim's affections may be in danger of distracting him.
A lot of things have happened since we... The reason I'm looking out for her is not just because I think she's, you know, that she'd be good for me if we... Yeah. I just feel as if she's spent more time actually going through stuff about Islam with me. But, you know, I don't see... She's treating me, well, she said a couple of times, brother, so...
Yeah.
There you go.
But you're not going to get caught up now.
No, look, let's put it this way.
Unrequited love.
No. Our mission is to find spirituality and learn about Islam.
That's number one.
Yeah, that's paramount to me.
Abdullah is not so sure. But as well as worrying about Azim, he's also concerned about Aisha's increasing withdrawal from the daily routine. women have gathered for the evening wadifa. While Khadija and Pom are happy to try and connect with the divine through the chanting, Aisha opts out, despite having agreed to attend.
In some ways, each time I go, it's sort of different. And the last couple of nights, I'm coming away kind of feeling that it's just in terms of atmosphere, it's sort of generally feeling little bit like a sing-song. Maybe some people have enough of a chance, but it's just really not me. That whole kind of group thing, and I don't really agree with it.
As well as going back on her commitment to attend the wadifa, Aisha tries to convince Azim that chanting in congregation is wrong.
For a lot of people, you could just be, what I was saying to you, you could just be reciting something, repeating it, and it just becomes something that is mechanical and it's just pirate fashion. And it isn't anything to do with something that's connecting to your heart. It's just something you're just doing mechanically.
It's more than halfway through the retreat, and Abdullah is increasingly concerned about Aisha's undermining influence.
Some of the energy, some of the thrust of the retreat, which is for people to move on spiritually, is being somewhat hijacked by Aisha and Aisha's concerns. And I'm really struggling to think what to do. I'm not judging her on the fact that she's not been able to go anywhere. This is obviously not her thing. This is not her understanding of Islam. All of that is fine. But my main concern is that she is affecting others.
As the rest of the group sets off to work, Abdullah seeks out Aisha for a serious chat.
At the moment, our theme is presence. You're absent physically. You're physically absent.
But would you agree with me that obviously, because there are different ways of following Islam, in terms of it can be questionable about whether, from where I'm sitting, it's questionable whether I should even be sitting in a gathering.
I accept that. I accept that. I accept the position.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But then you need to ask yourself if you're in the right place. If you've come to the decision that you're not to sit in the dhikr, then you need to really think about whether you should be.
But I can be sitting there. It doesn't mean I have to necessarily.
But you're not sitting there.
Well,
you said that you didn't want to attend. That's the point. Yeah. If you sit there, and you undergo it, and you don't like it, fine. Mm. But if you're not there, see,
so
with your being here, not partaking, in a sense, you do impinge on others as well. You impinge on others. You impinge on others' progress as well. Yeah. Because we're a group. Do you remember the other day we made a commitment to ourselves? We made a commitment as a group, etc., etc. When you fall out, it does affect things.
I want to be here, but I'm not necessarily.
But you want to be here on your own terms.
No, I'm not. The only thing I'm not comfortable with is the dhikr.
Well, the dhikr is the mainstay of the program.
If you're saying that I'm finding this difficult, then on a very serious note, maybe I really shouldn't just go.
Well, those are the questions that you need to ask. Personally, I would be very happy if you stayed. I think that you'll benefit, even if it's in disagreement. I think it's going to widen your experience of the Muslim world. It's going to familiarize you with a part of Islam that you're not familiar with. This is about you taking responsibility for your actions and your participation.
Okay.
Aisha takes Abdullah's words as an ultimatum and turns to the group for support.